Hey, Frank Cowell here with Inside the Elevator. Just want to address an important topic that's being talked about right now, buyer personas. Asked a few questions out there into my network and wanted to find out what were some of the most pressing questions when it comes to buyer personas. So got a few responses back, figured I'd share my input and my responses with you. So Christy asks, hey, we have a lot of potential customers that are very different from each other and they can all use the same solution from our company. So how do we focus on all of these buyer personas? So Christy, great question. So I think this is where marketing can't exist in a vacuum, right? So I think marketing has to work really close with the executive team to find out what are the objectives of the business. Is there a particular market segment that needs growing? And that will drive the priorities of the marketing, which will also drive the prioritization of your buyer personas. So first and foremost, make sure marketing is heavily involved with the executive team. It's not a department. It shouldn't exist in a silo. Marketing needs to know the objectives of the organization. Prioritize your buyer personas accordingly. Hopefully that helps. All right, so we have Alex. Alex says, hey, I'd be really interested in finding out about best questions to ask clients regarding personas and when making them. In particular, to understand at an emotional, empathetic level on their pain points. So this is really good. So one of the things you can do is you can do a ton of market research, right? And spend a lot of time doing that. Personally, I'm a fan of talking to your existing customers, talking within the organization. You guys have a lot of history and experience. You guys know what customers like and dislike. But the best question you can ask is just go to customers and prospects and say, hey, when dealing with organizations like ours, what's the thing that you absolutely hate? What's the thing that you absolutely cannot stand about dealing with solutions in our industry, dealing with companies in our industry, dealing with people in our industry? What's the thing that just frustrates the hell out of you? Literally ask that question. Try to get that emotional response. Don't worry about there being a better question to ask or a fancier question to ask. Literally just sit down with them and have coffee and say, what frustrates the hell out of you in dealing with people like me and organizations and companies like ours? I would start there. All right, so Christian says, hey, it's easy to come up with 2, 3, 5 or more personas, but these days I'm planning to recommend to companies that they should target only one persona. Can this ever be the right advice in your opinion? So Christian, this is a great question. So I think, yes, this absolutely can be the right advice, especially when you're a small to mid-sized organization. Look, to target multiple buyer personas takes a lot of time, money, and resources. And frankly, most marketing departments don't have the luxury of all of those. So you do need to start with one and you need to dial it in and perfect your program around serving the one persona. Then as your program matures, you can add on other personas. Now, it's not to say you can't concurrently or simultaneously tackle more than one persona, but just know that it requires more time, money, and resources. So the larger the organization, the larger the budget for the marketing department, the more you're gonna be able to tackle multiple personas at once. Small to mid-sized organizations, you're best off 1, 2, no more than 3 at any one given time, especially in the early stages, and then you can grow and mature your program. So Christian, hopefully that helped. So those are the questions we had about buyer personas. Hope that was helpful to you. Be sure to follow us. Go to our website, insidetheelevator.com. Happy to answer any more questions for you. Subscribe and stay tuned for more of our content. Again, I'm Frank Cowell with Inside the Elevator.